What is the crack, ladies and gentlemen? It's Gibboeire here with another episode of World of Warcraft on the Kronos server. It's vanilla Warcraft and it's pirated, so don't sue me, Blizzard. Thanks. So this is the second half of the hour of recording that I did where the audio for the microphone got lost. So I am currently re-recording the audio using voice recorder, and having figured out a way using Windows Movie Maker to merge said two files together, I can try and endeavour to salvage it. It's not fresh in my memory what happened now, because this is I think this is a day or two later now that I'm actually recording this one. I've done the other one pretty much the day, so it was fresh in my mind, but at that stage I was a bit salty and I didn't really want to worry about it anymore, so I left this one to it because I had other stuff I needed doing. So this is only about 20 minutes long. It's not as long of a recording. I don't think we get as much done, so basically we've just made our way back into the Northwatch hold, and we're waiting for the cannoneers to respawn. So we end up getting an invite to the group here. You'll notice Tenebris is in the group again. So Tenebris had to make her way back here too, and will feature later on in the video, as you'll see now shortly. So, changes that have happened to the channel. Again, I've mentioned this across a couple of the videos, but depending on where you are and watching the series, you may come across this at a different time. So, I'm making sure I repeat it several times so that way people all see it, because I think this stuff is kind of important. Face cam has been ordered. Oh, the pirate ship looks really cool. I didn't notice that before. The face cam has been ordered, and it is on its way, so that's going to be a part of my live streaming kind of end of things, and then I may add it into videos then too. I'm not really fully sure how I'm going to incorporate it yet. And not only that, oh, what else was I talking about? Not only that, I've actually figured out how to convert my TV, which is a full 1080p TV, HD. Oh, it's smooth, by the way. This is the start of some shenanigans, by the way. Wait, you'll see this now in a second. But anyway, I found out how to actually convert my TV over to 1080p. So now all my recordings are now a full 1080p, full HD, and they actually look quite good, which you may be all interested in knowing. So not only are you going to be seeing them at 720p from now on, they're all going to be even a full, more higher resolution. That was a great sentence. So I did nothing, yet I got the credit for Cannoneer Smith. Smythe? It is Smith, but Smythe. And now everyone makes their way downstairs and they realise I'm in combat with the whole world. So I'm very tactical about how I get away from it here. I was thoroughly impressed with myself getting away. Pulled 3 mobs and nearly got totally wrecked, and still got the credit for killing the quest thing. That was a pretty neat little moment, just totally planned. I think even as it happened, that was my phraseology that I used. I said, oh, that was totally intentional. I landed there because I wanted to. That's why, so I could just gank this mob. No worries, no problem, no fear. All G. It was totally unintentional. Okay, so now I've been looking around here and I'm kind of going, alright, so where's the next one going to be? Is it over here? Is it over there? We'll kill this guy. And then I kind of look across the side there and I see the other two kind of going, and I see the tower across the way as well, and I kind of go, that obviously is the place where the other one's going to be. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just kind of saying to myself, right, it's obviously going to be that tower. This Warlock is a bit of a lower level than me, so it's probably aggroing everything on the way. So probably we're just going to have to clear everything as we go along. But I'm under a bit of pressure now because I don't want to be left behind, and I don't want to miss out on the credit for the kill. So I realised that we're going to have to clear all of these. So I make my way straight for the caster. Putting down my totems. My totems are getting wrecked by this Theramore Marine. Highly frustrating, especially when you have absolutely no mana. Very, very difficult to deal with. Very difficult to deal with. I don't know. I'm intrigued as to what people think about the previous post-recording episode. Like, whether or not people prefer that, or what do you think of it? Is it noticeable that it isn't as good? I know it's not live kind of commentary, and there's probably not as much commentary because I'm not talking, because I'm concentrating more so on playing at times. So I would like to hear people's feedback as to which they actually prefer, you know. It only popped into my mind there that actually could be something that could potentially be slightly ever so better. Okay. So as you can see, I'm being a sensible human being here and looting in mid-combat, even though we're doing okay, but my health isn't doing us okay, and I'm only noticing that now. I must have thought I was in a far better position at the time. So I say to myself, oh, this guy's pulled everything, and they're all aggroed and they're running away, so if we're smart about it, we can just, you know, go for it, as I'm doing right here. You'll notice if you look up the map, the Warlock is falling behind, and this is the start of even further shenanigans. This is me realizing the Warlock is falling behind, and me kind of thinking to myself, well, obviously they're going to get the picture now in a second and start following me. the group is up here, so it makes more sense to get to the group. So that way we are stronger as a unit. At least that's my logic. So I make my way up the stairs, and in my mind I'm kind of going, nobody's helping. Nobody's helping. So I'm putting down totems. Anything I can do just to buy myself a little bit more time. As you can see, it's getting close. And we make it. Pro skills. Warlock freezes the 2 mobs, so they don't get me. I get a heal off. All is well in the world. Okay, and the group absolutely destroys them. Now, the more observant of you will now notice that the Warlock Tenebris downstairs ain't doing so hot, because those mobs that we ran by have now come back and have run past Tenebris, and at some point they became aggroed, and now Tenebris is fighting half the planet and is about to go down. So, my bad, bro. My bad. I see this and I say, well, I don't want this person to miss out on the... because they've released. I don't want this person to miss out on the quest, so I need to go get them. So now I'm looking around and I'm kind of saying, well, where's the corpse? Where can I find it? Where am I going to get them? There's not really a whole lot I can do if I can't see the corpse. I don't know if this person ran. I'm checking my map and then I'm kind of realizing, yeah, they released. This isn't good. So I say to myself, no, gotta do the right thing. Gotta go try and find the person. Because, you know, me being me, good guy, Gibboeire, gonna go try and find this person. Okay, so I reckon it's going to be somewhere along here, because that was the last time we saw them, so it's a good starting place as any, and there's the corpse straight away. So I say to myself, right, yeah, I should have the range to do that. Not here. Not there. Probably here, but because I haven't clicked the spell again, it's not going to come up, and I notice that now in a second. I'm starting to remember what happens here. Ah, yes, and there we are. Problem solved. And we are very, very close to these mobs here. But my fear is that if I don't get back over to where the quest mob is, then I'm going to be screwed. So I'm afraid that that person is now going to pull them, because again, low level. But no, we're good, and I hear that loot, and I didn't realize it was Tenebris actually doing it, and I was kind of like, oh no, I didn't get the quest. Oh no. So I decided to start milling my way through this front door here now, and the sooner we can get through this, the better. The sooner we can get in, and then I see this carry on happening, and I'm just like, no, this isn't meant to be happening, bud. This isn't cool. I need to get in and get this quest done. I've even gone out of my way to get you back in, and now all this carry on is going on, and this person is pulling absolutely everything. It's crazy, and I don't know how this person will pull everything. I've only noticed that the Warlock needs heals again. But there's not really a whole lot I can do. I have no mana. Managed to get a heal in, I think. Save the day. Good guy, Gibbo. And this is what I mean about kind of, I was a bit salty about I lost my audio, because the audio for this part was unreal. I was actually really happy with it. The panic and the concentration to make sure that the fellow teammate didn't go down there and stuff like that. It was tough. It was a tough cookie. Tough nut to crack. But we got there in the end, and of course the other two killed Cannoneer Wesson, and that finishes off the quest for us. So we're pretty much halfway through the recording now at this stage. So I'm saying to myself, right, I have these quests I need to hand in, so I'm going to make my way up the Ratchet, and I'm just kind of saying to myself, there's a way for me to get out up over here. And is there any other quests in this area I need to do? So I'm looking into my quest log now, and I'm noticing, Raptor quests. This is some stuff that we need to get done. So, why did I decide to kill this? I'm unsure. I am unsure why I decided to kill this, but there obviously was some form of reason, but whatever. I think I'm going to make my way up that tower to see if there's a way for me to get out and find the Raptor thing. We'll find out now in a second. I'm intrigued as to what my thought process is here. Oh. There we go. Lovely. Nothing. Yeah, no, I wanted to get up so I can see if I could find a way to get out of the Northwatch, and not only that, and you'll also notice I haven't used a talent point. I declined that because I had the group done, so I didn't want to accidentally take the aggro from them because I wasn't going to kill the mob. Okay, you'll also notice we're level 20. I had decided either at the end of last episode or during this episode that I was not. Yeah, now we're looking for a way to nail this, and if you don't mind me saying so, that was pretty parkour. Now I wasn't gonna go to Orgrimmar to get my moves until I had gotten all these quests done. And now I'm kind of saying to myself, if I don't find this Raptor thing, I'm just gonna bail. And that's pretty much what ends up happening. I'm not able to find the raptor thing initially, and I kind of say to myself, right, well, screw this. I'm going to Orgrimmar. But what happens then is I actually end this episode. It's come back to me now, totally. And when I log back in, I will see a wee little hut, and I decide to investigate it, and then that turns out to be where I should be for my quests. And then the audio will resume in the next episode, and I don't need to worry about remembering what I have done anymore. Success. So here we're trying to parkour God again, and we fail. So while I am a parkour god, I'm not that good of a parkour god, so that's why we didn't make it over that time. I get shield bashed, which is a pain. Or did I? Or I think I know. I cancelled it because I realised I was about to get shield bashed, and I decided just to go for melee and instant damage attacks instead. So basically what we do now is we bash our way out of here, and we try to find a way to go where I was highlighting there on the map previously. And the whole point then is that we are hoping to find the raptor grounds, which we don't, and something happens, or I get tired, or I think I actually had to leave. I'm not 100% certain, but whatever happened, that I ended up cutting the recording in 20 odd minutes. That happens anyway, and that's why we end up with such a short recording. I see that this is going down here, and I said to myself, right, this is the opportunity I need to not have to deal with all this. I checked the player. You'll notice me clicking there. I'm reading talent points and stuff, so now I'm just trying to multitask. But I checked the player to see if they were doing okay and if they needed assistance, and they don't. So level 18, it's going to smash those apart. It's not really going to be an issue. It has the pet as well. Easy street. Oh god. Absolutely easy street for that person. Okay, so we're making our way back out here, and now I'm looking for ways that I can kind of parkour my way up the mountainside here. I'll probably pan up and look at it now in a second. I'm still reading the kind of talent points and stuff like that, because I'm undecided as to where I'm going to put the talent point. And I think I am still undecided as to where said talent point actually goes. You see, like, the two-handed axe and mace is kind of, I think that's a no-brainer, because we may end up using those at some point or the other in the future, so it'll give us a bit of more functionality. But there's other moves there that could potentially be pretty good, like we can buff a lot of our totems and stuff like that, which will benefit raids and parties later on, so decisions. I'm not sure if enhancement is really a spec that suits me. As I'm playing along, I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, I use a lot of chain lightning and stuff like that, and it's a realization I'm having right now as I'm watching this actually more so. It may be a better talent spec for me. It may not be like the most optimum spec in terms of it may not be the meta, as in the most effective tactic available, but it may be a tactic which suits my playstyle better, and that's what you have to marry that up. And like, there's always the meta, but the meta may not match your personal playstyle, and as such, it's going to affect how effective a meta it is. If you follow my logic, does anyone follow my logic? If you don't follow my logic, send me a message in the comment section. Ha! Ha! Finding excuses to talk to you people. Ha! Hate that. Anyway, we're still looking around here at the talent points and stuff like that, and I'm trying to work out in my mind what's going to give us the most overall best stats. Not necessarily the best stats for endgame, but maybe stats just for leveling up and anyway dealing with stuff in the meantime, which is making me think that two-handers is probably going to be the best bet. Oh god, why am I so tired? Jesus Christ. I did get up early this morning, so maybe that's it. Okay, so we find the way up here now, and there's still pirates on it and stuff like that, and I can see that, and I'm saying to myself, right, well, I'm not going to bother with any of these, because 6 levels, they're no use to me. So we're just going to go on, cheese on by. They're not going to do that to us. They're not a threat to us, so they're not really any use to us. So we make our way around here, and I'm kind of saying to myself, right, so the quest says south of Ratchet, so it must be in and around this area somewhere, so where are we going to find it? So I'm saying to myself, right, well, there's that place where we found those 3 raptor nests for that quest before with the feathers. So maybe that counts as raptor grounds. So I think I actually make my way there at one point. Yeah, here we go. Here's the I'm working out where the raptor grounds are now. I think I actually make my way there at one point, and I investigate it, and I'm kind of like, is this the raptor grounds? It's not really saying it. And then I say to myself, no, it's pretty specific that there's an area called the graphic grounds, the raptor grounds. No, it's pretty kind of like it's on point there, saying, oh, they go to the raptor grounds. So I say to myself, no, it makes sense that we go to that area and then try and check it out, in my mind. And when we get there, then we're kind of like, no, not it, not good. Let's make our way out of here. And then I head more towards the area I should head to, because it says it's south of Ratchet, and the only thing south of Ratchet is Northwatch Hold. So the only conclusion I can draw is that they must be somewhere in between, and the raptor nests that I am talking about from the previous quest are a bit to the east of, or west, sorry, of southwest of Ratchet rather. So it doesn't really marry up into what they're giving us in the quest. Okay, so we make our way along here anyway. I think we actually do a good guy moment up here now shortly. I think we witness things that are happening and we do attempt to intervene. I may be thinking of something else. I'm not 100% certain, but we'll see now in a second. So anyway, yeah, the videos are all now in 1080p from not so much longer after this. I don't know exactly which episode. It may actually be the next one for all I know. What happened was I turned on StarCraft, and I just so happened to have the Gamecaster on in the background. And I noticed that the TV, whenever you change the resolution out like that on the TV, it comes up down to the bottom. And it came up 60 Hz 1080p, and I said to myself, what? So it's in 1080p, it can go into 1080p. And then I checked StarCraft, and StarCraft was in 1080p, and I was saying to myself, 1900 by 1080p, okay, right, that's the full HD. That was the option that was in, and oh yeah, we do a good guy moment now in a sec. That was the option in WoW that we selected, and that totally made the screen wet the bed and go up to the top left corner. So I say to myself, I'm kind of saying to myself, oh, gotta get a heal, can't reach the heal, I can reach the heal, I can do it now, and then I try and he's dead. So that was the end of it. So now I realise, oh no, we've pulled a lot of stuff, I need to deal with this. I'm starting to realise this is maybe a bit more than I could chew. I'm not too sure if I hang around. I don't. I run. I've realised things are desperate. We're pulling everything. Oh dear. And I'm not too sure if I die. I don't think I do. I popped down the Earthbind. That should get me away. Anyway, yeah, I just noticed that the StarCraft was running the 1080p, so I came back to WoW. And the next time I turned on WoW, I think it was in the middle of a recording, I just remembered, oh yeah, I was about to check that. And I do it, and it just works straight away. No problem. Absolutely no funky resolution. It doesn't go up to the top left corner of the screen. It just works absolutely straight away. No worries. And I say to myself, okay, right, so that means I can record all of this in 1080p, and my TV actually is in 1080p. My desktop got a wee bit blurry for a while, and it turns out that my display settings were actually compensating for the larger TV automatically, and it was actually trying to increase the size of all the apps by 50%. So I was looking at everything 150% bigger, because it was meant to make it easier for me to actually look. I don't know, there was some reasoning behind the settings actually doing that. We're going looking for this guy's body, by the way, so we can give him a res to save him a corpse run, or a ghost run, or whatever you want to call it. I call it a corpse run for some reason. I have that in my mind. But anyway, yeah, the videos should all now be in 1080p from now on, so that's pretty sweet. I don't know at what point during what video or what part it's going to be that you'll notice me switch. You'll see me actually change the settings, and it should change in that video. But the recording itself won't be in 1080p to the following video if it goes by the same thing that happened with the first time I changed the settings on video. So we give a res here. I think I may click the wrong corpse first. I'm not 100% certain. But we'll wait 2 seconds here now and see. I don't remember if the guy actually gets it. I think I may have just stood there and then I went, yeah, we tried, and then I just cheese it. And yeah, I just cheese it. Okay. Well, you see that? But that's it. That's all you can do, is you can just try, and then, you know, if he doesn't get it, he doesn't get it. No biggie. No biggie. I also start giving out here because I noticed that the Earthbind totem didn't actually trigger there. So we get down to the Raptor Mounds, and this is when I get a bit confused. I'm like, okay, well, the Raptor Mound, rather, with these nests, and I say to myself, okay, so there's raptors here, and it's ground, so maybe it's the raptor grounds. And I'm kind of looking around, kind of saying to myself, not really sure if it is. Not really sure. Because I think the name of the area should change, so I say to myself, this probably isn't the right spot. Probably isn't the right spot, so where am I gonna go? And then I'll crack open the map now in a second, then I say to myself, right now, this is probably the area we should go. I think this is when I destroyed a canvas shirt? It is, yes, I do remember. Okay, did I not click yes? I did. Yeah, here we go. I take the steel arrowhead because all I want to do is skin it. All I want to do is skin it. Oh, 10 points to anyone who recognised the tune there. Okay. So at some point I should get out the map. Because I'm looking around here going, I don't see anything that could be called silver. Here we go. And now I'm going to say to myself, it's probably down here. Because that's the only area that really still matches. Other than that, it's south of Northwatch. But it would have said that in the quest, surely. So if you read the quests, 9 times out of 10, common sense is going to prevail with them. Now, sometimes stuff will be a bit badly worded and stuff like that, and whatever, it will confuse you. But if you follow the instruction of the quest, usually 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to find the quest area. And that's the point. It forces you to read the quest. It forces you to become immersed in the world that we are currently engaging in. Which is what made WoW Vanilla really, really fun back in the day. I also noticed the Dawn of War 3 talk here, and then that's when I started going, oh my god. So after this, of course, didn't I look up the display trailer for it, and oh my god, I can't wait to play it. Cannot wait to play it. I'm really, really looking forward to Dawn of War. I love Dawn of War games. I love Warhammer 40k in general. I love the Warhammer universe and all the different stuff. The medieval one, the fantasy one, and the futuristic one of the 41st millennium. Warhammer is bloody awesome. It's such a cool game. I even collected the models and stuff like that as well. I used to love painting those guys and gaming with them. It was really, really good fun. I think I've discussed that before in my Minecraft videos, but Warhammer was a big part of my life growing up. It still is to an extent, Jesus Christ. I don't know how much money I sank into that game. Crap, but it was great fun, and worth every cent if I'm absolutely honest. I had so much fun. So that's when I saw that wee little hut, and I was kind of saying to myself, that looks like the area it's supposed to be, but I was becoming a bit disillusioned because I was really unsure as to where to go. And a friend of mine called me and asked me if I wanted to go for dinner somewhere in and around here. So I says to myself, yeah, is it really worth me hanging around? Is it really worth me hanging around? And then I said to myself, no, I don't know where this thing is, but there's a raptor here, so maybe there's more raptors here and they just haven't spawned. So my plan was I was just going to log out, and then once I log out, I said to myself, I'll go head over to that area later and explore it, which is precisely what I do. And I get the quest item there, so I'm kind of saying to myself, maybe this is the right area, but you know, we'll see. I think I actually destroyed one of the bloodstones or the arrowhead that we just picked up. No, rectangular shield. Okay, I can't see under all my bags because of the voice recorder's in the way. So there's only another 50 or so seconds left in this video. So I'll just get it out of the way now, just before we come up to the close and I run out of time again. So this has been Gibboeire, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, perhaps consider leaving a like, maybe even subscribe, or if you have any criticisms or comments you'd like to make about it, or suggestions for the future, maybe leave it down in the comment section, or if you just want to talk to me about anything in general, feel free to leave me a comment. I respond to pretty much everyone. And I just want to say again, I can't stress enough, the feedback I'm after being getting so far has been absolutely, utterly astounding from people. And cheers and thank you. I do appreciate every single comment and every single bit of feedback and all the views that I've been getting. I would like to point out the channel has reached a benchmark of some sort, or a milestone. I've made it over 1,000 views on all my videos. Woo! Woo! I will make some form of celebratory video regarding that. And again, I just want to thank absolutely every single one of you for watching all the videos. So, really do appreciate it. Take her handy! Bye-bye!